it do, what it is, y'all. Sugar Black Pop, aka Soda Baby, aka Asuka. And you know how to dance. So talk to me. Like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the comment section, let me know how y'all feeling, and most importantly, make sure y'all liking this video, because as you hit the like button, I'm whooping numbers. As I'm whooping the numbers, I'm whooping the algorithm, and as I'm whooping the algorithm, I get to start doing my giveaways and grow you guys on YouTube and show you how much I appreciate you. So thank you. And you know, hitting that like button is like, you know, when you come to somebody's house, you gotta wipe your feet at the door. It's like wiping your feet at the door. Hitting that like button, it's like saying hello when you come into a room. Say hello when you come into a room.
Say hello when you come in the room first. Be polite. Sit down.
Make sure you hit that like, hit the subscribe, and we get into the video. First on the topic, we have Timothy Simpkins. Timothy Simpkins, he's a young kid from Arlington, Texas. And what happened was, over the past week, he had gotten into altercation with a kid at his school and retaliated by shooting him 4 times and 3 other bystanders. Let's get into this video.
There was chaos and panic as shots were fired inside Timberview High School. A student and a teacher were shot.
Everybody knew there was a shooting because we heard it.
Police say the moments leading up to the shooting were captured on this cell phone video taken by a student inside the classroom where it all happened. They say the suspect, Timothy Simpkins, is in the white hoodie. He and another student are fighting. Shortly after the video starts, Simpkins is slammed to the ground and takes several punches. He covers his head as he's hit. Police say the video is now part of their investigation.
That was the actual fight between Mr. Simpkins and the victim, who was in the hospital. So it was right there in the classroom.
According to an arrest affidavit, a witness told police once the fight was broken up, the juvenile witness observed Simpkins go to an orange backpack and retrieve a firearm. The witness observed Simpkins point the firearm at the juvenile victim and shoot 7 to 8 times.
We hear like a little stampede, like, you know, like a lot of running and a lot of ruckus, and then we hear gunshots, like bop, 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 bop.
Police say they are looking into what.
Why do people have the need to tell us how they heard the gunshot? Like, just say that she shot the dude 4 or 5 times, talk about some boop, boop. Like, you're not a sound effect, okay? We don't need your sound effects. Just tell us the goddamn story.
Looking into what caused the fight and who started it.
Everything's going to be investigated, particularly what happened, why it happened, and why it happened between these 2 individuals. Was there bullying in that situation?
Police say they now have the weapon used in the shooting, a .45 caliber handgun. They matched the bullet from a shell casing at the school to the gun recovered during a search warrant of an Arlington home. But police also want to know how 18-year-old Timothy Simpkins got that weapon. It's illegal for anyone under 21 to have a handgun.
We're going to work collaboratively with ATF and trace that gun to who purchased that gun.
Police say if an adult provided that weapon to Simpkins, they will also be held accountable.
And Arlington police announced that they arrested a 13-year-old boy last night for making threats on social media against another Arlington school. Yesterday, they said they had to divert a lot of resources to deal with other threats going across North Texas, but they said that they were going to go after those people, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Well, I want to talk about the stuff that pissed me off at first. Like, you know, we are always going to have those usual people who love to make this about race, you know, who like to be like, oh, if he was white, it would be a different situation. Yes, it definitely would be a different situation. And yes, I do acknowledge the fact that in the justice system, there is unfairness to different races. But let's not deflect from the situation at hand because it's black folk and you just want to have a one-up, you know, with the like, no, let's really deal with it, because turning a blind eye to certain bullshit is what got us here anyway. Then they had the nerves to compare this situation to Pooh Shiesty's situation. Like, this is 2 different types of situations. It's just the fact that the reason why you can't compare this to Pooh Shiesty, because Pooh Shiesty already had a track record. We never knew who Timothy Simpkins was until today. You know, does he have a track record? I don't know. But of course Pooh's going to get held down because he's already in the system anyway. And then, you know, social media doesn't take anything serious. You know, it's people that's actually on his side telling him, oh, now you should be a rapper because he's whatever famous, I guess now, telling him to make a song called First Day Out. The internet does not take anything serious. So, I just want y'all to know, I took it upon myself to do some investigating and, you know, some sneaking and lurking and sneaking online on these Instagram comments and these YouTube streets, and I came across some tea, courtesy of your girl, Sneak at Night. Shout out to Sneak at Night. And, you know, for the record, because this is a high-profile case, I just want you to know everything that we say here on this video is allegedly. Yeah, so we're just going to leave that right here for your boy. Because if you can't do the time, stay offline. Basically, it all started when Zach's older brother, Isaiah Homeboy, robbed Tim. Tim is a known drug dealer, so I'm guessing he robbed Tim for his weed and gun. Instead of Tim saying anything about it or fighting his own battles, he got someone to knock out Isaiah last week because Isaiah is friends with the one who did it. Keep in mind, Isaiah had nothing to do with the situation or the boy he had knock Isaiah out. So because of that, Zach was like, you're not gonna just knock out my brother and think shit's sweet. So he told him he was gonna fight him. Tim knew they were supposed to be fighting, which is why he brought the gun, because Tim can't fight. That's why he had someone take care of it last week. It's just the fact that he got caught up in trying to portray a lifestyle that he really wasn't, you know, built for. Because if he was really from the hood, he would have whooped his ass. Like, how you let a 15-year-old get up on you like that? And, you know, I feel like it was one of those situations when he was trying to be down and for something that he wasn't built for. Because it's like the fact that he wasn't even fighting back at all. It's kind of weird. It's to me, it's like they both know that Tim violated in some type of way or shape or form. Like, he knows what he did. Like, I don't know. That's what I'm getting. Or maybe he just really ain't about that. Like, but where you from? Arlington, Texas? They say it's good living out there. There's way more to the story, because when they find out wherever he got this gun from, he still has to do that time. He deserves to do that time, and I don't care, because you're not just gonna get away with harming 3 innocent bystanders, one of them being a pregnant woman, putting somebody in ICU, and because you get away with it, it's because you was bullied. Everybody been bullied. I don't care. They need to make an example out of him, because with this happening, and if he actually gets off, kids are gonna think that they could get away with this. You know, they think they're going to get out of jail and everything's going to... No, because the difference between him and other kids is the fact that the only reason he got out is because his family had money to bond him out. So when kids start start thinking that they can be the next Timothy, whatever his name is, they're going to realize that they're poor and they don't got the money to do that. You know, and especially when the fact that you come from a poverty-stricken area. I just think that this is a really dangerous precedence that we're trying to excuse, because regardless if he gets off on this or not, impressionable kids are going to be traumatized for life. They're going to have PTSD. They're going to get more creative with these weapons and even more, and carry around more guns. You know, because it's like they don't want to be the next innocent bystander. And they see what happened to whoever was in that classroom, and they don't want to be the next one. So they end up, you know, taking out whoever come to their classroom with whatever they come through with, whether it be a gun or a knife. It could be anything. You never know how somebody can be so triggered to the fact that from something that they saw happen before, they end up taking matters into their own hands and create a situation that's beyond them. At this point, you know, let's say he stole the gun from his dad or something. I hope that father isn't teaching that child how to shoot before he teaches him how to fight. Because it's like, for him to have hit, you know, innocent bystanders just shows that you couldn't handle that kickback of that gun. And, you know, unfortunately, this is not the end of this. It's just not the end, especially with the fact that, you know, there's other people that are involved, and And we're just gonna see how this unfolds. Like, this is just the beginning of this. And it's like, even with this, I'm like, dang, thank God I don't have any children yet, hopefully, because it's like, is this what they're gonna be going to school to? Like, do people need to start doing more homeschool? And not only that, it's like, even with all the technology that's, you know, being updated, they have this thing called Google Homework that teaches them how to do their, you know, give them the answers to this stuff. And it's just like, oh my God, like, they're not, it's just, I don't know. Nobody's really like teaching these, like really taking these kids step by step and teaching them how to do things, you know, like, you know, basic things like fighting and I don't know, guys. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Next, we have Kodak Black tweets Cryptic message on Instagram. I probably can't say those. There's certain words I can't say on here. So, you know, that's why I bleep a lot of things. And let's get into the tweets that he had to say. Kodak Black says, so lonely, depressed, sad, and up. Nobody loved me. Nobody cares. I'm everywhere at once. Friends playing in my head. Girls playing with my heart. I wish I can go back to the start. I'll never be famous. Sitting in my room, crying, feel like killing myself. You know, one thing, when Kodak Black finally came, I think he came home this year, right? When he came home, I noticed that like he was giving out like money like for like, I think he was paying somebody's college thing or was it somebody's funeral or something. That's one thing I noticed, that I was like, why is he giving out all this money? Why are they making him do this and that? And then it clicked. It was like, nah, because he owes the big boys something. So it's like he's going to have to, there's certain things he's going to have to do because they got him out. And at this point, he's way too deep in as far as the rap game, as far as like, you know, certain oaths and paths that he's probably taken as far as the lifestyle that he's chosen. You know, this stuff is deeper than what meets the eye, because unfortunately you can't serve two masters. You just can't. And even with the with him and Jack Boy beefing, when Kodak tweeted, oh, I want to give Jack Boy a hug and stuff like that, right? I'm going to be honest with you. My first thought was, when I saw that, I was like, nah, he don't really mean that. And I hate to like be the person that's like, oh, kind of negative about this situation, but I feel like the demons and the spirits are catching up to him. And it's like, whatever, if the dark side takes, you know, has more control over you, they're gonna consume you. I don't, you know, and like, anyways, back to what I was saying. In my mind, when I heard that Kodak wanted to give Jack Boy a hug, I was like, yeah, right. And it reminded me of the King Von and FBG Duck situation, because remember, King Von had made up with FBG Duck, and like later, like probably less than a month or a week, or I don't know how, but it was in a short period of time that he was dead. He got killed. FBG Duck got killed after that. And, you know, it'd be the little things like that you gotta put two and two together sometimes. This is all allegedly. Let me make my allegedly sign. You know, this just be little stuff that be going in my mind. Because even like with the, I don't know, I just think a little deeper. Even with the Wiz the Kid situation, Wiz the Wizard, excuse me. Like, it's just so, like, I don't know. I don't really keep up with Kodak, but, like, you know, I've been doing a little research here and there and listening to other people. And as they point out other things, it just makes sense because if you all go back to one of his videos called Mafioso, it's a video of pretty much like it's a song about him. It's a song about Kodak being betrayed, and you know, he in the end it ends with him killing someone who betrayed him, and he was like cheering about and being happy about the fact that he got his head chopped off. And Wiz the Wizard was in that video. And how did Wiz the Wizard pass? He was decapitated. And, you know, even the vibe and the energy of watching that video, I could tell that there was something off between Kodak and Wiz the Wizard. I could tell that they weren't on the same page energetically. They were not on the same page. Not only that, before Wiz the Wizard passed, he wanted off of Sniper Gang. He wanted to leave Sniper Gang. And it's like, even with Jack Boy luckily got away alive. And he owes Kodak a lot of money. And it's like, Kodak being who he is and knowing the things he knows and practicing certain things that he practices, because even on the cover of his art, it says it all, you know? And I don't want to get too spiritual because I'm still learning about, you know, Papa Legba and, you know, other African deities that, you know, you can pray to. But it's just the fact that even with that situation, okay, let's not get too deep. But on some real, like, yo, this stuff get deeper than what we think it does. And I just feel like Kodak Black, he wants out. He just wants out. And I remember, like, I don't know if anyone else saw that video of him, like, throwing money out into the sea. Like, I'm like, this is something weird. Like, I feel like he's trying to show the higher ups, like, look, I don't even care about this stuff anymore. Like, I just want out. You know? Kodak Black is a tortured soul, and I feel like now the spiritual world is low-key, no, it's catching up to him. You know, you can't serve two masters. You just can't. And it's like he has to pay the price. He probably does have dreams about Wiz the Wizard and, you know, other things that happened in his past or what he may think people know about him. So it's like, that's why you got to be careful with the things that you evoke and you call upon. You know? You can't be yelling out demon time, but then yet you want to be righteous. It don't work like that. It just does not work like that. Whatever side that you resonate with the most is gonna consume you, and you know, it just is what it is. It's just really, really, really sad because this is who these kids look up to. This is who Timothy. This is who he wanted to be. You know, the industry is deeper than we will ever know. And I'm just glad that sometimes God does not like fulfill your egotistical dreams. Sometimes he keeps you the underdog to protect you from what you think you want that you have no idea about. You know? So I don't know. I don't know about this one. Because once you're in something, I just hope that he finds balance. That's all I can say. I hope he finds balance in this some way, somehow. Another thing, how, you know, things, I just be thinking real deep into stuff. And another thing, it's just like with this industry, you got to be careful with folks because, you know, Jack Boy, whatever, I don't know what they, you know, really represent. As far as Jack Boy, but hopefully he don't get caught slipping with any, you know, women who want to go make features with go make songs with his ops, because that's what they did to their last ex who passed. You know, make songs with their ops and say, oh, I knew him before you. And then days later you get smoked because, you know, it just be too coincidental. And it's just so weird. Him and Jack Boy situation, that Jack Boy know what's up. That's why he not going over to Kodak. He know what's up. Jack Boy always owes Kodak a lot of money. So it's like, even with the Wizard situation, you know, oh my God, I just, we'll see. He's a tortured soul, and it's too late to turn back at this point. You know, he's probably having those nightmares, those dreams. He's probably saying a lot of things. He just failed his drug test, trying to suppress the pain with drugs, and, you know, but we'll see. We'll see. I hope he finds the balance that he needs, man. Because it seems like the life expense, even though you get the money and the fame, it seems like you live a short life. A short, fast life with this rap. I ain't gonna hold you.